Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, selamat datang di tahun ajaran 2021 sampai 2022. Hello everyone, I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Saiful Anwar. You can call me Teacher Saiful. This day we will study science for primary 5. We open our lesson by reciting basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Seed dispersal. What seed dispersal happen? Seed dispersal happen is the seed arrive. Seed dispersal are ready to grow into new plant. Seed dispersal is when the whole fruit is or just its seed move away from the parent plants. For example, these dandelion fruits are moving away from the parent plant. The wind is carrying them because the seed dandelion is very light and very small. If conditions where its fruit land are right, the seed it carries will germinate. This means it begins to grow into a new plant. Okay, before we start this material, please review the topic, the material last week. Recall them. Now, how many parts of plant? Okay, correct. Part of plant is root, stem, leaf, fruits, and flower. Okay. How many part of flower? Correct. Part of flower is stamen, carpel, sepal, and petals. The third, how many part of male flower? Correct. Male flower is anther and filament, or we call is stamen. How many part of female flower? Correct. Female flower is stigma, style, ovary, and ovules. Or we call name female flower is carpel. Okay, the last, how many part of seed? Yes, correct. Part of seed is seed coat, food supply or cotyledon, and embryo. Seed dispersal. This topic is seed dispersal is by wind, by water, by animal, and other methods. Seed dispersal by wind. We can divide fruit that use the wind to disperse their seed into 3 groups. The first, breeders. The second, parakeets. And the third, shakers. The glider is, for example, Javan cucumber. Parakeets, for example, dandelion. And shaker, for example, papilo seeds. Seed dispersal by water. Some plants that grow in too near water have fruit to float. For example, coconuts. By water. Seed dispersal by animal. Some fruit use animal to disperse their seed in the different way. And then other methods. Seed dispersal other method. Some fruit with a seed put disperse their seed by exploding or explosion. Some tree fruit are heavy and round. Okay, the first, seed dispersal by wind. Seed dispersal by wind, we can groups three groups. The first, glider. Glider are some tree fruits have stiff or firm wings. When these fruits fall off the tree, they glide on or spin in the wind. For example, maple seeds. And the second, parakeets. Some fruit have very light, fluffy part that look like little parakeets. The wind blows these off the parent's plant. For example, dandelions. And the last, seed dispersal by wind is shakers. Some fruits have opening at the top. When the wind bends the stalk, the smell lets it fall out. The wind blows them away. For example, poppy fruits. And then, seed dispersal by animal. Have you ever returned from a walk and noticed small seed pods sticking to your clothing? These are dry fruit with lots of tiny hooks. The hooks catch on the fur of passing animal or to our clothing. Some fruit use animal to disperse their seed in different way. Animal eat the fruit and their seeds. Later, the animal pass the seed in the droppings. Fruit that spread in this way must attract animal to eat them. Therefore, these fruit smell and taste good and may be soft and juicy. They usually have small seed. And then, seed dispersal by water. Some plants that grow into near water have fruit that float. These fruit may be small and light, or they may be large with air inside. The air makes them float. Water currents carry the fruit away from the parent plant. For example, water lily, pond lily, lotus, and coconuts. And then, seed dispersal other method. Now, we have learned about the characteristic of fruits that use wine or animal for seed dispersal. Now, we will learn about two other methods of seed dispersal. The first method is explosion. Some fruit with a seed pod disperse their seed by exploding or explosion. The seed pod bursts, flinging out the seed. For example, Himalayan balsam fruit disperse their seed using the explosion method. And the last method, drop and roll. Some tree fruits are heavy and round. When tree fruit drop from the tree, they roll along the ground. For example, coconut fruit disperse their seed using the drop and roll method. Okay, now we will study seed dispersal, glider, parachute, shaker, explosion, and drop and roll.
Dispersal of seeds. In this module, you will learn about the dispersal of seeds. Sid has come for a vacation with his family to an isolated island. He is enjoying a walk on the beach with his mother. He must be enjoying watching so many coconut trees around, wouldn't he? Do you wonder who sowed the seeds of coconut plants at such an isolated place? Well, you will be amazed to know that not always are the seeds sown by people. Many a time, seeds move away from the parent plant naturally, reach a distant place, get the proper conditions to germinate, and then grow into a new plant. So this is how so many coconut plants have grown on the island where Sid is visiting. So kids, you have seen how seeds move away from a parent plant naturally to a distant place. This process is known as seed dispersal. Seed dispersal is important for the proper growth of plants. Do you know why? Seeds need suitable conditions of soil, air, water, and sunlight to grow. If all the seeds fall on the ground near the parent plant, they will not get enough food, water, and sunlight to grow. So, seeds have to spread in a large area to grow well. Now you know what seed dispersal is and how important it is. The next question is how it occurs. Seeds of some plants, like pea, when dry, explode and disperse on their own. This method of dispersal is known as dispersal by explosion. Beans, lady's fingers, and poppies are other examples of plants whose seeds are dispersed by explosion. In contrast, There are seeds of certain plants that need some agents for their dispersal. These agents can be wind, water, or animals. Let's begin with the wind. Seeds of some plants, like that of cotton, are very light and are dispersed by wind. Seeds of some plants, like that of dandelion, have hair-like projections that help them to be carried by the wind. Similarly, seeds of some plants, like that of maple, have a wing-like structure. These seeds are also carried by wind and thus dispersed. Now let's see how water helps in seed dispersal. Seeds of plants that grow in or near water bodies, like that of coconut, float on water and are carried by water to different places. Other examples of seeds that are dispersed by water include the seeds of hydrilla, lotus, and water lily. Lastly, let us see how animals act as an agent for seed dispersal. Seeds of some plants, such as that of cocklebur, are surrounded by hooks or spikes, which stick to the body of furry animals and are carried away. Some plants, like guava, have fruits with very hard seeds. These fruits are eaten by birds and animals like squirrels. The seeds are not digested and are passed out through their droppings at places distant from the parent plant. Thus, these seeds get dispersed.
Okay, and then conclusion. The first, seed dispersal happens when a fruit is ripe. And then we can divide fruit that use the wind to disperse their seed into three groups. The first, gliders, parakeets, and shakers. And the third, some fruit use animals to disperse their seed in a different way. Therefore, these fruits smell and taste good and may be soft and juicy. They usually have small seeds. And then some plants that grow in or near water have fruit that float. This fruit may be small and be light. The some fruit with a seed pod disperse their seed by exploding or explosion. The seed bursts, flinging out the seed. And then some tree fruit are heavy and round. When tree fruit drop from the tree, they roll along the ground. Okay. I think enough for lesson today. For material, the topic is seed dispersal. I hope you can different seed dispersal by water, by animal, by wind, and other methods. Okay, we close our lesson by reciting hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. And then the kafaratul majlis. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.